There's a new player that's risen to the top of the credit card world as far as value and potential return on your credit card spending, and that is Citibank. They are the new belle at the ball because since they added American Airlines as a transfer partner, which is one of the most valuable points currencies, since they've also added their new Strata Elite card, which is their entry into the Premier credit card market, Citibank has just provided what I think is the most customizable credit card setup with the most potential rewards that's on the market today. But right at the heart of this incredible setup is a card that's brand new. It replaced an old card that no longer exists. And it's a card that's not getting a lot of press. It's not getting a lot of attention. But as part of a Citi trifecta, or even having 4 cards in your wallet with Citi, or even just narrowing down to a Citi Duo, it is an extremely powerful card. So if you would, hit the like and subscribe button, and let's look at it together. So for years, Citibank had what was called the Rewards Plus. And many of us who were heavy into Citi really loved it. Primarily, not because it was a very good card, as far as it was a 0 annual fee card, and it had just kind of typical low-level multipliers, 2x on a few categories, 1x on everything else. But what it did do is it gave the user a rebate on points when they were redeemed. So if you would connect your card, because with Citi you can connect all your cards together into one big points pool. So if you connected your card with a Citi Premier card, what would happen is when you transferred out to partners, then you'd get a percentage of that back, up to 10% on up to 100,000 points a year. So you could get 10,000 points back. So basically, this was a card that if you transferred out a lot of Citi points, it just gave you 10,000 points a year. Kind of the same thing that the Capital One Venture X does as part of its reimbursement for the annual fee. So it was kind of a neat card. A lot of people liked it. I never used it, but I really liked having it in my wallet because of that feature. Now, they replaced it recently with what's called the Citi Strata Card. That can be somewhat confusing because there is the Strata Premier card. That's what they changed the old Premier card to. Now they've just come out with their top level travel card called the Strata Elite card that kind of replaced the old Citi Prestige card. But then they changed the Rewards Plus to just simply the Strata card. And the Strata card is very interesting. I was disappointed, as were I think a lot of folks who had the Rewards Plus and were heavy into the Citi ecosystem, because we're not getting that extra 10,000 points a year. But when I really started looking at the card, I thought, wow, Citi is really coming on strong as far as giving people the ability to earn a lot of points through a lot of multipliers in a lot of different areas and making their system very, very customizable. Now, what I mean by customizable is when you look at some of the other ecosystems with American Express, if you want to have a good setup, like a good trifecta, a good duo, you don't have a lot of options. I mean, you've got to have the gold card for sure. I suppose you could have the green card and get 3x on dining and some of those things. But generally, people have the gold card. Then they've got to throw in a business card, the Blue Business Plus, to get 2x on general spending. And then you have the American Express Platinum, which gives you a whole lot of benefits. But as far as your setup goes, it's really not very useful at all because it just has one multiplier that you're going to use, which is the 5x on flights. And so it's not super customizable. And then when you look over at Chase, you've got to have a card that's either the ink card that gives you 1.5x on everything, or you have to, and most people do, have the Freedom Unlimited card. That's the catch-all card. That's really the only option you have for a catch-all card. And then you could have several other cards, but you're gonna for sure have to have either the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. But as far as that catch-all card, you just got one option. And when it comes to Capital One, well, theirs is much simpler. Saver card and either a Venture or a Venture X, and that's going to get you a lot of potential earnings there. And so what's interesting about Citi is with the Citi system, you could go either way. You could go really complex, like with the American Express system, or you could have it look a lot like what you see with Chase. Or you could even do a duo like with Capital One. And that's what I think is really intriguing about it. And this card is an integral part of it. So when you think about the Citi ecosystem, you're going to have a choice of either the Citi Strata Premier card, if you want to transfer out to partners, that's $95 a year. All you really get to offset that is a $100 credit on a $500 hotel booking through the portal. Or you could go with the new Citi Strata Elite card. That's our top level card, $595 a year. You get a $300 hotel credit. You get a $200 splurge credit, which to me is basically just an American Airlines credit or a Best Buy credit or Ticketmaster. Those would be the three most useful. Then you get $200 for Black Lane. That's like an Uber Black kind of service. And so basically you can get back your annual fee through those credits. And it has interesting multipliers. It's 3x on dining, 6x on Friday and Saturday nights on dining. It has 12x multipliers on hotels and rental cars and entertainment through their portal, which is amazing. And then it's got 1.5x on everything else. Now, the Citi Premier card that we talked about has a whole bunch of 3x categories. What's interesting about the Strata card, it's not that much different than the Citi Premier card, except with no transfer partners, or at least no good ones. The ones that they have that they'll let you transfer to, it's like at a reduced rate. So it's almost like if you want to run a setup with their Elite card at the top to get those great multipliers on dining and through the portal, if you want to book hotels, and a base of 1.5, then the Citi Strata card, just the Strata, will really plug in and serve every need that you could possibly have from the Citi Premier card and do it just about as well. Let me tell you why. So this card has several 3x categories. It's a zero annual fee card. It does have foreign transaction fees, so what you would do in this duo circumstance is you would take your Elite card and you'd spend with that overseas. I just did that on a big overseas trip, didn't have a problem at all. So that's how you would approach it when you're traveling. But when you're here at home in the United States, then you would use your Elite card for dining. You would use it for really any purchases you wanted to make in the portal to get those crazy, insane 12x multipliers on those kind of things. But then you would also use it as your catch-all card because it gets 1.5x, which someone's going to say, yeah, but if you add the double cash, you're going to get 2x. And that's true. But if you just wanted simple, just two cards, you could, 1.5x is a respectable multiplier for your catch-all. I mean, it always has been for Chase. They've always been at 1.5x on their catch-all multiplier. So you could use it for dining, portal, and everything else. So where would this Strata card jump in? Well, it has 3x on gas stations and EV charging. So that's a great 3x category. It has 3x on grocery stores. So that's one of the biggest spend categories people have. It has 3x on transit purchases. So if you're riding the subway or whatever it may be, then you've got that on that extra travel category. Now, it only has 2x on dining, but you're not going to care because you're getting 3x or 6x, depending on if it's Friday or Saturday night, with the Elite card. But then it has a really interesting 3x category, which is a self-select category. So you go in and you choose what you want it to be. It's things like fitness club. It's things like streaming services, which pretty much everybody seems to have a bunch of streaming services these days. It's stuff like barber shops. It includes live entertainment and it includes pet supplies. So in essence, you get to go in and you get to choose. So I think this is a really, really interesting duo that doesn't get talked about very much. A very, very simple setup with amazing returns because you're getting 12x on your hotels if you book them through the portal. I mean, you can't beat that. 12x on rental cars if you book them through the portal. You're getting 3x on dining all the time, but if you dine on Friday and Saturday night, you're getting 6x, which is about the best multiplier in the world on dining purchases. You're getting 3x on your gas and EV charging. You're getting 3x on your groceries. You're getting 3x on your transit purchases. You're getting 3x on if you spend it in fitness clubs or if you spend it with your streaming services, whatever you choose. And then you're getting 1.5x on everything through the Elite card. If you look at that all together, That's pretty awesome for just 2 cards. So to me, the Strata card, just the basic no annual fee Strata card, it doesn't hardly get any attention, but it's pretty powerful if you pair it. Now, you wouldn't want it if you have the Premier card, because the Premier card, I mean, it kind of does all this anyway, except for that little extra 3X category, so maybe it'd be helpful there, but it's kind of a repeat. But if you have the Elite card and you want a card to fill in all of the gaps, well, to me, this Strata card is just an A+ card to do that. And if you want a simple setup with a 1.5x per dollar base spending multiplier and then really good multipliers all the way up the chain, then you can just have what I'll simply call the Citi Duo, which is the Elite card and the Strata card. And your total annual fee would be $5.95. And with the credits, you're going to get back more than your annual fee. You're also going to get Priority Pass membership. You're also going to get 4 American Admirals Club passes per year through the Elite card. You're also going to have access to what I would say are the best transfer partners in the points and miles world, because you get things like Virgin, which is great, and you get things like Turkish that really very few others can transfer over to. But then you also get American Airlines, which have the very best domestic redemption rates. I mean, well over 2 cents per point on average, and have incredible international business and first class redemptions. And then you get great hotel partners. With Choice Hotels, you get 1 to 2, which is a great multiplier as well. So this is a really powerful setup. Now, if you really wanted to go the extra mile, you could turn it into a trifecta, or you could turn it into a quadfecta, because you could add the Citi Custom Cash that's going to give you 5x on one category up to $500 per month. So you could choose gas, or you could choose any of those categories that would fit your lifestyle, and you're going to get 5x on one more category. And then you could add the Citi Double Cash and get 2x on everything, and all those points pool together. So the Citi Strata card, as far as just by itself, it would just be a cashback card that would be kind of humdrum, kind of so-so, meh. But when you pair it together in the system, especially if you want to run a duo and you pair it with the Elite card, it becomes a very powerful supplement card that fills in lots of gaps and gives you just an incredible, incredible setup, at least in my opinion. Well, let me know what you think of this. Consider my channel membership. It's $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. I do special videos for channel members. You can find information about that down below. Also, if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it immensely. And hopefully, I'll see you here next time.